Have you ever stopped to think if Colombia and India have trade relations? Well, to start, establishing integration agreements is not easy. However, this benefits the country's economies thanks to a reduction or elimination of tariff barriers, improvement in competitiveness, and attraction of foreign direct investment. Therefore, in this case, we will talk about India, which since the 90s has been a global player, and on the other hand, there is Colombia, which has shown significant interest in this region. Colombia, with the abundance of natural resources, complements the needs of India. Besides, India has the technology and information that Colombia needs. This creates significant trade opportunities for beneficial exchange between both nations.
Over the last 2 decades, trade between Latin America and the Caribbean and India has increased 20-fold, going from 2 billion to 39 billion between 2000 and 2018, as we can see in this graph. Likewise, thanks to the fact that India is one of the largest consumers of crude oil, exports to this region are mainly extractive products, which represent 72% of exports in 2017. Agricultural products continue with 19%, while manufacturing industrial companies barely at 9%. Now, in Colombia in 1970, a trade agreement was officially signed with India with the desire to strengthen commercial and cooperative relations in order to grant benefits and reduction in tariff and custom fees, and also to facilitate and promote trade between both. After that, there were different bilateral agreements between these countries, such as the Memorandum of Understanding of Hydrocarbons in 2008 or the Bilateral Agreement for the Promotion and Protection of Investment in 2012. This has allowed a great commercial exchange that is reflected in the imports and exports of both countries. For example, between the two nations in 2022, the sum of these reached $3,960 million, and in the first bimester of 2023, it reached $448 million. The majority of Colombia's exports to Asian countries are concentrated in oil as well as coal, gold, and plastic, while Colombia imports pharmaceutical products, sometimes of vehicles, cotton, and some machines from India.
Now, in this table, you can see the investment that India made in Colombia during this period. From 2005 and 2015, its average annual investment reached to $12.45 billion. And the most significant investment stood out in 2014 with $70 million, followed by $39.3 million in 2012. And in the rest of the years, there was no investment. And for the other hand, in investment sector, in this table, you can see the sectoral structure of the direct foreign investment from India in Colombia. And from this, it can be concluded that foreign Indian investment in Colombia has been seen with higher figures in the automotive sector and the chemical components, which have generated more than 1,500 jobs in Colombia. In addition to producing goods and services, India's investment in Colombia has improved the country's labor market. And according to the ICLAC Statistical Yearbook 2012 and 2015, Colombia had the highest employment rates in Latin America and the Caribbean, averaging 11% between 2005 and 2015, which Indian investment has contributed positively to one of the most important problems of the Colombian economy. Now, in success stories, examples of this are reflecting the fact that since 2010, a dozen Indian companies began to establish themselves in Colombia. For the years 2014 and 2015, according to the Indian Embassy, some of the most recognized companies that are present in the country are: the first one in information technology, like the Czech Mahindra; the second one in oil exploration, NGO Bides, who has exploration and production operations; and the third one, and Hero Motor Corp, which inaugurated a motorcycle production plant in Cali 2015, generate nearly 2,500 direct and indirect jobs.
In addition, an evaluation of the commercial complementarity between Colombia and India allows us to identify some of the most immediate business opportunities. This trade measures the degree to which the structure of exports by sector of one country coincides with the structure of imports of the other. Some examples of the main complementarity products that illustrate commercial opportunities are electrical appliances such as telecommunications equipment, as well as vehicles, auto parts, and accessories. In this case, Colombia had specialized in the production and export of two main products, with the expectation that after 2015 they will become outstanding opportunities, like crude petroleum or bituminous mineral oils with a comparative advantage of 0.69. However, from 2015 until 2019, the products that became more attractive and experienced a significant increase in their offer were copper, waste, and scrap, with an increase of 126%. Also, the economic relations between these countries has been characterized by a specialization typical of interindustrial trade. Colombia supplies raw materials and India supplies industrial goods, which is related to the Indian investment in Colombia.
Thus, commercial relations between India and Colombia are marked by very good performance in all sectors since they present good opportunities to establish commercial and economic alliances. Taking the above as a reference, it is possible to establish bilateral relations between Colombia and India since they are going through a period of important achievements since joint trade between these two countries is around $60 million and Indian investment in Colombia has been increasing. Finally, India has been a prominent partner in terms of FDI in Colombia since they accumulate an approximate value of $137 million destined mainly to the manufacturing and services sectors.